What if I told you that the exercise most people rely on after 60 might not be giving them the results they think? For years, walking has been considered the gold standard for staying active, and while it does support your heart, it doesn't challenge your body in the way you truly need as you age. Recent research has revealed something surprising. Certain simple, static movements performed against a wall can deliver faster and more noticeable improvements in strength, balance, and even blood pressure compared to traditional walking routines. This isn't about replacing walking completely, it's about understanding what your body actually needs after 60. As muscles weaken and balance becomes less stable, your body requires targeted activation to maintain independence. Walking alone often misses these critical systems. That's why specialists are now focusing on controlled isometric movements that activate deeper muscle groups and improve coordination. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 powerful wall-based exercises, starting with the simplest and building up to the one that experts say has the most impact on strength, circulation, and long-term mobility. And don't underestimate the final movement because it targets a system in your body that walking simply cannot reach. Let's begin with a movement that looks simple but delivers far more than most people expect: the wall chest press. At first glance, it may seem too easy to make a real difference. But when you press your hands into a stable surface like a wall, your body responds differently than it would during regular movement. Instead of relying on momentum, your muscles are forced to engage continuously. This creates a deeper level of activation across your chest, shoulders, and core. What makes this especially important after 60 is the natural decline in pushing strength. This is one of the first upper body functions to weaken with age, and it directly affects daily activities. Simple tasks like getting up from a chair, pushing open a door, or catching yourself during a stumble all depend on this ability. Walking does nothing to strengthen these patterns, which is why many people feel weaker despite staying active. By holding pressure against the wall for a few seconds at a time, you train your muscles to maintain force and stability. Over time, this improves both strength and coordination, making everyday movements easier and safer. Now we move to a completely different but equally important area: the side of your hips. This is where the wall hip abductor press comes in. These muscles, especially the gluteus medius, play a key role in keeping your body stable when you move from side to side. Every time you take a step, they work to keep your pelvis level. When they weaken, your balance becomes less reliable, and your risk of falling increases. Walking does engage these muscles, but only lightly. The movement is repetitive and forward-focused, which means these stabilizers are never fully challenged. Over time, they become weaker, leading to slower walking speed and that subtle side-to-side wobble many people notice as they age. By pressing your outer leg into the wall, you isolate these muscles and force them to work directly. This targeted activation improves stability, strengthens your hips, and supports better balance. It's a simple movement, but its impact on daily life can be significant. Next, we move to an area most people completely ignore: the side of the core. The wall side plank hold targets these deep stabilizing muscles that keep your body upright and balanced. These muscles are not heavily used during walking, which is why they tend to weaken over time. Think of them as your body's support system. They help you stay stable when you turn, reach, or carry something. When they are weak, your posture begins to collapse and your movements become less controlled. This increases strain on your spine and can lead to discomfort or injury. By pressing your forearm into the wall and holding your body in position, you activate these deep muscles. Over time, this improves posture, reduces strain, and enhances overall stability. Now we come to one of the most important lower body movements: the isometric wall squat. This exercise targets the muscles responsible for standing, climbing, and maintaining balance. These are the exact abilities that decline fastest after 60. When you slide down the wall and hold that position, your muscles are forced to support your body weight without movement. This creates tension that builds strength and endurance at the same time. Walking cannot provide this level of resistance, which is why it does not prevent muscle loss effectively. Over time, this movement improves your ability to stand up easily, climb stairs, and move with confidence. It strengthens your legs while also improving coordination and control, making it one of the most effective exercises for maintaining independence. Many experts consider one of the most overlooked systems in the body after 60: your calves. Often called your second heart, these muscles play a critical role in circulation. Every time they contract, they help push blood back toward your heart against gravity. But here's the problem: As you age, these muscles weaken, and when they do, blood begins to pool in the lower legs. This can lead to swelling, fatigue, and reduced circulation over time. Walking does activate the calves, but not in a way that fully challenges them. The movement is repetitive and does not create enough resistance to maintain strength. That's why targeted activation becomes essential. When you strengthen your calves properly, you don't just improve leg strength, you improve circulation, reduce pressure on your veins, and support overall cardiovascular function. This is why specialists now place so much importance on calf-focused training, especially for seniors who want to maintain mobility and reduce that heavy, tired feeling in their legs. The movement that directly targets this system is the wall-supported calf raise hold. It may look simple, but its impact is far greater than most people expect. When you slowly rise onto the balls of your feet and hold that position, your calf muscles contract and remain engaged. This sustained contraction is what creates the real benefit. Instead of quick, repetitive movement, your muscles are forced to maintain pressure, improving both strength and endurance. At the same time, this action compresses the veins in your lower legs, helping to push blood upward. This improves circulation in a way walking alone cannot achieve. Over time, this leads to lighter feeling legs, improved balance, and better walking efficiency. The key is control, move slowly, hold the position, and focus on stability. This ensures that the muscles are fully engaged and working as intended. As you continue practicing this movement, something important begins to change in how your body moves. Your steps become more powerful and controlled. This is because your calves are responsible for what is known as the push-off phase of walking. This is the moment when your foot leaves the ground and propels you forward. When the calves are weak, this push becomes less effective. Steps become shorter, slower, and less stable. Many people don't realize this is happening until they notice a decline in their walking speed. But by strengthening this system directly, you restore that lost power. This not only improves your walking ability, but also reduces fatigue during daily activities. It allows you to move more efficiently with less effort, which is essential for maintaining independence as you age. Now let's look at something even more critical: reaction time. When you trip, miss a step, or lose your balance, your body has only a fraction of a second to respond. This response depends heavily on the strength and speed of your lower leg muscles, especially your calves and ankles. If these muscles are weak, your ability to recover is reduced. This is why falls become more common with age. Walking does not train this response effectively because it does not challenge your body in sudden or controlled ways. But isometric holds do something different. They train your muscles to maintain tension and react under pressure. Over time, this improves your ability to stabilize yourself quickly. It's not just about strength, it's about readiness. And that readiness is what protects you in real-life situations. Now we arrive at what many experts consider the most powerful movement in this entire system. Not because it looks impressive, but because of what it does internally. When you combine everything we've discussed, strength, balance, circulation, and coordination, this final movement brings it all together. It targets the exact systems that decline fastest after 60 and trains them in a way that supports real-life movement. This is why it stands out in both research and clinical practice. It's not just about improving one area, it's about improving how your entire body functions as a unit. And once you understand how this movement works, you'll begin to see why walking alone simply cannot provide the same level of benefit. Because true strength after 60 is not about how much you move, it's about how effectively your body is working every time you do. Now that you've seen how each movement targets a different part of your body, it's important to understand why combining them creates such powerful results. Most exercise routines focus on just one area, either strength, balance, or endurance. But after 60, your body doesn't need isolated improvement. It needs coordination between systems. When your upper body, lower body, and core all work together efficiently, your movements become smoother, safer, and more controlled. This is what prevents falls and supports independence. Walking alone cannot provide this level of coordination because it follows a repetitive pattern that does not challenge your body in multiple directions. But when you perform these isometric wall exercises together, something different happens. Your muscles are forced to communicate, stabilize, and support each other. This creates a full body response that improves not just strength, but how your body moves as a whole. Over time, this leads to better posture, improved balance, and greater confidence in daily activities. This is the difference between simply staying active and actually improving your physical ability. Another key advantage of these exercises is how efficiently they deliver results. Many people believe they need long workout sessions to see improvement, but research shows that short, targeted efforts can be just as effective, if not more. Isometric training works by keeping your muscles under constant tension for a short period. This sustained effort activates more muscle fibers than quick, repetitive movements. As a result, your body adapts faster. For seniors, this is especially important because recovery time is longer, and overexertion can lead to fatigue or injury. These exercises allow you to build strength without placing excessive stress on your joints. You are working smarter, not harder. Even a few minutes of focused effort can create meaningful improvements when done consistently. This makes the routine practical and easy to maintain, which is one of the most important factors for long-term success. Consistency is where real transformation happens. It's not about doing these exercises perfectly or pushing yourself to your limits every day. It's about showing up regularly and allowing your body to adapt over time. When you perform these movements daily or several times a week, your muscles begin to respond. They become stronger, more stable, and more efficient. Your nervous system also improves, learning how to coordinate movement more effectively. This is what leads to better balance and quicker reactions. Many people expect immediate results, but the true benefit comes from repetition. Each session builds on the previous one, creating gradual but lasting change. Over time, you may notice that everyday tasks feel easier. Standing up, walking, and maintaining balance require less effort. These are the signs that your body is improving, even if the changes feel small at first. As your strength and stability improve, you'll begin to notice how these changes affect your daily life. Simple movements become more controlled. You may feel steadier when walking, more confident when climbing stairs, and less fatigued during routine activities. These improvements are not just physical, they are functional. They directly impact your ability to live independently and perform tasks without assistance. This is what makes these exercises so valuable. They are not designed for appearance or performance in a gym. They are designed to support real-life movement. Every improvement you make translates into a safer and more comfortable daily experience. This is especially important after 60, when maintaining independence becomes a priority for long-term well-being. It's also important to understand that progress does not happen all at once. There will be days when the exercises feel easier and days when they feel more challenging. This is completely normal. Your body is constantly adjusting and responding to the effort you put in. What matters most is that you continue. Over time, these small efforts add up. Your muscles become stronger, your balance improves, and your confidence grows. The key is patience. Instead of focusing on quick results, focus on building a routine that you can maintain. This is what leads to lasting improvement. When these exercises become part of your daily life, they stop feeling like a task and start becoming a natural part of how you take care of your body. Now let's talk about how these exercises affect not just your muscles, but your confidence. One of the biggest changes people experience after 60 is not just physical decline, it's hesitation. When your strength decreases and your balance feels uncertain, you naturally become more cautious. You avoid certain movements, you move slower, and over time, your world becomes smaller. This is not just a physical limitation, it's a psychological one. But when you begin to rebuild strength and stability through these exercises, something shifts. You start trusting your body again. Movements that once felt risky begin to feel manageable. You stand up more confidently, walk with more control, and move without constant fear of losing balance. This confidence is just as important as physical strength because it determines how active you remain, and staying active is one of the most powerful ways to support long-term health. As this confidence grows, it creates a positive cycle in your body. When you feel more stable, you naturally move more, and the more you move, the stronger your muscles become. This increased activity improves circulation, supports joint health, and enhances coordination. Over time, your body becomes more efficient. Movements require less effort, and fatigue decreases. This is the opposite of the downward cycle many people experience when they become less active. Instead of losing strength, you maintain and even improve it. This is why these exercises are so effective. They don't just build strength, they encourage movement, and movement is what keeps your body functioning at its best. Another important benefit of these exercises is how they support your joints. As muscles weaken, joints are forced to absorb more stress. This can lead to discomfort, stiffness, and reduced mobility. But when your muscles are strong, they act as support systems for your joints. They absorb impact, stabilize movement, and reduce strain. This is especially important for areas like your knees, hips, and lower back. By strengthening the muscles around these joints, you create a protective effect. This not only reduces discomfort, but also improves how your body moves overall. It allows you to perform daily activities with less effort and greater comfort. It's also worth remembering that aging does not mean losing ability, it means adapting how you maintain it. Your body is still capable of improving, but it requires the right type of stimulus. Walking provides movement, but it does not provide the targeted resistance needed to maintain strength and stability. These exercises fill that gap. They challenge your body in ways that support real-life function. Over time, this leads to better balance, stronger muscles, and improved coordination. These are the factors that determine how well you move, not just how much you move. And by focusing on these areas, you give your body the tools it needs to stay capable and independent. At the end of the day, your body responds to what you ask of it. If you only ask it to move lightly, it will adapt by becoming weaker. But if you challenge it with purpose, even in simple ways, it will adapt by becoming stronger. These wall-based exercises may look small, but their impact is not. They target the systems that matter most after 60: strength, balance, coordination, and circulation. Walking will always be valuable, but it is not enough on its own. By adding these movements into your routine, you give your body what it truly needs to stay active, stable, and independent. The difference between decline and strength often comes down to simple daily choices, and the best time to start making those choices is today.